Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
The president's pick. Donald Trump names his choice for Supreme Court Justice. A closer look at his credentials and his response after being nominated.
Dodging danger. Children narrowly missed when this house is riddled with bullets all over an iPhone.
The cause, the fix, and the cost. More answers on what led to the massive sinkhole in Fraser and when the costs will show up on Macomb County water bills. Thanks for being with us for the news at 11. More than 5 weeks since the problem was discovered, we're finally learning what led to the sewer line collapse.
And tonight, the county says an unreinforced pipe, a high water table, and silt or soil are blamed for the catastrophic failure. The problem now impacting 600,000 people in Macomb County. The temporary fix is taking longer than expected, though we're told it should be done by the end of February.
And it's going to be an expensive tab for 11 communities. Mar McDonald is live in Fraser. And Mar, when can people expect to see this change in their water bills?
Kimberly, they got the news tonight. Expect to see that change starting around July 1st. It's still a round-the-clock construction project in Fraser near 15 Mile and Utica Roads. The push is on to get that temporary bypass pipe set up so that the real repair can begin below and the fear of sewage discharge can go away. While the work goes on in the cold at all hours.
Please, from this point forward, if you would not mind referring to this as the 15-mile interceptor drain collapse.
Inside Fraser Hall, another meeting for all those affected by the drain interceptor collapse to hear from the engineers, county leaders, and make their concerns public.
Our biggest concern is the value of my house. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I would like to move within the next year or so.
The update is this. The county expects to bid out the construction for repair on the interceptor alone by the end of February. The bigger question is whether the 11 communities who use this will want to spend more and fix more of the line to avoid further collapse.
This is the third time we've had a sinkhole in this particular pipe. So if we really want to fix this thing correctly so we never have this happen again, it would be a larger fix, and that's where you're talking north of $100 million.
Back here live, Candace Miller is looking for state and federal monies to try and backfill this so the blow to people's water bills isn't so tough. It's unclear whether any of those monies are going to come through. What is clear is that no matter what happens, the county is going to have to sell bonds and will probably do that in a staggered fashion. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
Mara, though, interesting emphasis tonight on not referring to this as the Fraser sinkhole.
Yeah, the mayor made it clear that he thinks that by constantly reinforcing that this is the Fraser sinkhole, that people think that this is a Fraser problem and that it affects property values and how people think about the community, when the reality is this interceptor services 11 communities, and he's asking that from now on it be referred to as the 15-mile, interceptor drain collapse to make it more of a county issue, which it is.
And more than 500,000 people now. Exactly right. All right, Mark.
2 young boys are safe tonight after a Good Samaritan found them wandering alone in the snow. The 2 boys, ages 7 and 8, were found a block away from their home on Detroit's west side. One of them was wearing shorts. Manson McCann says the kids told him they were home alone for several days. McCann called police and fed the boys until officers showed up.
They told me that they were there for a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days. You could tell that it'd been a couple of days. They was even attempting to actually cut their own hair, They were taking care of themselves.
Police went to the kids' apartment and tell us the conditions inside were filthy. They were eventually able to track down the father and took him into custody. The boys are now being cared for by an aunt.
President Trump's first primetime announcement featured his pick for the 9th seat on the U.S. Supreme Court. President Trump nominating Judge Neil Gorsuch to fill the vacated seat of Justice Antonin Scalia. The 49-year-old Gorsuch was appointed to the 10th Court of Appeals by President George W. Bush back in 2006. He clerked for Supreme Court Justices Byron White and Anthony Kennedy, studied law at both Harvard and Columbia, got his doctorate at Oxford.
Judge Gorsuch has outstanding legal skills, a brilliant mind, tremendous discipline, and has earned bipartisan support.
I pledge that if I am confirmed, I will do all my powers permit to be a faithful servant of the Constitution and laws of this great country.
Now, we don't know when the Senate will try to take this up, but when Gorsuch was nominated to the Court of Appeals in 2006, he was approved unanimously this time around. Experts predicting it will be hotly contested. Leading Democrats, including Michigan's John Conyers, have already come out against the nomination.
Some young children dodge danger when close to a dozen shots are fired into this Warren family home. The family says the shooter knew there were children inside. Jermont Terry is live with how an iPhone is believed to have sparked all of this. Jermont?
Kimberly, this is an interesting one. Now, the Find My iPhone app allows for you to essentially trace a stolen or misplaced iPhone. The app gives you a general idea of where the phone could be. This morning, this app traced the stolen phone to a neighborhood in Warren. And when the man knocked on the door to essentially retrieve his phone, when he didn't leave with that phone, it got downright violent. Carla Hammond holds her 2-year-old son extra tight after a frightening knock at their front door.
It was like the devil knocking at the door.
On the other side, a man she's never seen.
He was standing right here, and I said, you know, how can I help you? And he said, I'm looking for my iPhone. My iPhone was tracked to this address.
The only problem, no one at her house had the stolen iPhone.
He was just looking mad, like he was mad. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's not here, you know, so I shut my door.
Carla shut the front door thinking that this guy would go away, but instead he decided to walk around their entire trailer. And what he did next sent the 6 people inside to hit the floor.
All we heard was gunshots.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A total of 9 shots fired. Some bullets even hit furniture.
When they lifted up this pillow, that bullet casing was sitting right here.
No, I'm trying not to cry. It's painful. Like, no care in the world he had.
Her fiancé is so upset by the reckless disregard of life, especially his children.
I don't even think I'm going to sleep tonight. I might have to go to my mama's house, take my kids there. I don't feel safe no more.
This family hopes police find the gunman before he gets another ping on that app.
I wish no one should have to go through what I just went through. Getting your house shot up for what? A phone?
And tonight, Warren police looking for that individual. Thankfully, none of those bullets hit anyone. Now, that man is described to jump into a silver or gray newer model Jeep Renegade. And to make matters worse, this all happened in broad daylight. We're talking 11:30 in the morning. If you know anything, you are urged to contact Warren Police. Reporting live outside police headquarters, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
All right, Jermont. Drama continues to swirl around President Trump's pick for the Secretary of Education. Betsy DeVos, of course, businesswoman from West Michigan. Today, the Senate committee approved DeVos by 1 vote. The Washington Post had reported some of her answers to senators seemed copied almost word for word from an Obama administration official's old press release. Well, that fueled protesters who believe that DeVos lacks the experience to do the job. But she's been very active on school issues, spending millions pushing charter schools in Michigan, even though our state ranks among the worst on standardized tests. One Detroit mom says charter schools made the difference for her daughter.
Now she's back getting A's and B's like I'm used to my daughter doing. I just think she does better in a charter school versus a public school.
We can expect that debate, you assume, to intensify. DeVos's appointment, though, isn't finalized yet. It now goes to the full Senate floor for a vote.
Major League Soccer is looking to expand with 2 more teams, and thanks to Tom Gores and Dan Gilbert, Detroit is being considered. Today, they submitted an application to bring a franchise here. The stadium would sit on the site of the stalled Wayne County Jail project. The MLS commissioner stated the site is preferred if Detroit is awarded the expansion. County Executive Warren Evans, though, says he needs an offer from the MLS by February 10th. Otherwise, construction on the jail will restart.
Just a week and a half away. City leaders back in control in Allen Park tonight after being removed from receivership. A state oversight board and an emergency manager was assigned back in 2012 after Allen Park fell into a financial emergency. But since then, the city's made improvements. It's increased its general fund balance as well.
A sheriff's deputy on the wrong side of the law. What his own body camera caught him doing that forced him to turn in his badge.
Also, who could do such a thing? A driver hits a child and then takes off. Disturbing video police hope will lead them to the driver. Hey, Ben.
Devin, a little bit of an icy start tomorrow morning as temperatures down below freezing, but would you believe these are probably some of our warmest lows that we'll see for the rest of the week. More on the cool down coming up.
But first, she not only survived a school shooting that shocked the country, she saved 15 students.
Encouraging people who find themselves in the midst of darkness, we all find ourselves there, to know that they can find the light.
And now this teacher is sharing her message of hope for others.
Coming up tomorrow morning on Local 4 News Today, it's Wellness Wednesday. Find out about a life-threatening heart problem that that can strike younger women. Tomorrow at 5 a.m. for Wellness Wednesday, Dr. McGeorge has the symptoms you should never ignore. Also, know what to expect before you leave the house with weather and traffic always on the 4s. Detroit mornings start here from 4:30 to 7 a.m. See you when you wake up.
A teacher, a survivor, a hero.
If we were going to survive, we had to hide and fast.
She protected her first grade class from the Sandy Hook school shooter. No matter how hard to relive, she now shares her ordeal.
For me, getting up and sharing my story is what I need to do.
Ever since Caitlin Roig DeBellis survived the Sandy Hook school shooting in 2012, she has remained an educator and increasingly a speaker.
And she now teaches at the college level and travels the country, sharing her pain and the power of hope. We caught up with her as she spoke recently to a group in Birmingham.
In life, we each have a very definite purpose. Mine has always been as an educator.
In 2012, Caitlin Roig DeBellis was a teacher at Sandy Hook in Newtown, Connecticut. She barricaded her entire first grade class in a bathroom, protecting them from a mentally ill gunman. They listened in horror as other teachers and students were massacred.
I am a survivor. I am just like each of you.
Since that tragic day 4 years ago, Roig DeBellis has dedicated her life to get the message out about two things: the power of choice and the power of hope. She begins her presentation with a familiar poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
She says she will never move on from December 14th, 2012, but she has made an important choice.
That no matter what we go through in our life, right, we all have trials, tribulations, hard things happen to each and every one of us, but we can always, in the face of that, choose hope.
And choosing hope includes sharing her story of recovery, talking to groups like this one at Birmingham Groves High School.
Why did this happen? Why our school? Why innocent lives?
And she runs a nonprofit called Classes for Classes that teaches grade schoolers about kindness and compassion and how it's an appropriate response to evil. She's also written a book called Choosing Hope, which helps others cope with their own hardship, tragedy, and crisis. It's a universal message that resonates with her audience.
Read the book. Caitlin's performance was amazing, something that needs to be told in every school, every auditorium, every college. Every person needs to hear this message of hope.
You can either let the evil kind of bring you down, or you can focus your spirit and your energy on more positive things and just choose, hope.
That's what choosing hope is all about, encouraging people who find themselves in the midst of darkness, we all find ourselves there, to know that they can find the light. It's just a choice they have to make.
And Caitlin was invited to speak by Birmingham Public Schools and Wish Upon a Teen. The event raised money for that organization and its Design My Room program. It gives free room makeovers to teenage patients with extended hospital stays. But fantastic message, and those kids are in 5th grade now.
I would have lost the bet on. I can't believe it's been almost 5 years
it's been
now.
Almost 5 years, yeah.
Here's a look at what defender Kevin Dietz is working on for tomorrow night.
Social media websites we use for fun are being used by criminals to put out hit lists for murders right here in Metro Detroit.
Posting pictures on Instagram of people on the hit list, shoot to kill on site.
An investigation found several people who appeared on local social media hit lists were shot, and at least 4 people were killed. Now the feds are fighting back.
In these cases, even those who are directing murders can be charged and held responsible.
Using laws that were intended to bring down the mafia to put an end to the violence. The defenders investigate tomorrow night at 11.
All right, Ben's turn now after last night's snow. We had a little bit of a thaw and now freezing again, so
and it's probably going to feel warm. Today was warm compared to where we're going.
Right. Yeah, we've got a big change coming, which does include sun, but you're right. Tonight, it could have been a little bit trickier traveling on the roads than it was this morning when we had that bigger volume of snow to sort of cushion the tires. But out there, the other thing we're watching are the wind gusts. Those got up to 30 miles an hour at times earlier this evening. They've calmed down a bit. Sustained winds right now about 15 miles an hour here in the metro zone and slightly lower outside of there. But current temperatures, one of our warmer spots is Metro, which is just above freezing at 33. You get outside of that, just about everybody's below 32. Wind chills at 23 right now with a west wind at 15. So it took that little bit of snow that we got in the afternoon, which is not accounted for in our morning snow totals, and froze it pretty quick on those roads. 4.5 at Monroe. Just about 4.3 there at the airport in Romulus. A lot of 3-inch totals. And then you get up into the north zone and some places barely got a ½ inch until we got to the afternoon variety. That moved out. You can see that here on the radar and left us with dry conditions. The only thing we're still watching is this very narrow but fairly intense band coming off of Lake Michigan. If it continues on this trajectory, this is really going to be an issue for our south zone. Most likely this is going to weaken as it gets on this side of the state, but could be a fresh coating down there in Lenawee and Monroe County, at least as we get through the middle part of the overnight hours. This is the game changer here. Cold front coming in tomorrow. It's going to scare up some snow showers in the afternoon, but nothing like what we went through this morning. Just enough to remind us that, yeah, we're still in the middle of winter. Behind that, temperatures get even colder, but higher pressure settles in. That's going to take care of a good chunk of clouds as we get into the second half of this week and going into the weekend. So we're trading in the warmer air, but we're getting the sunshine to go with it. 29 tonight for the overnight low. And again, that snow shower in our south zone possible. Pay very close attention to the roads tonight, even though we're not anticipating any significant precipitation. Could be a little bit icy in spots out there with those colder temperatures. These are highs tomorrow, by the way. After starting out in the 20s in the morning, 34 in the city, 35 downriver, right at the 35 at the airport likely. South zone temperatures mid-30s, pretty much area wide. And then you get up into the west zone, still right at freezing, at least in Genesee County, and then above that as you head your way down towards Michigan Avenue. North zone high temperatures tomorrow, anywhere between 32 in Sandusky and 34 in Macomb. Now, here comes the weekend, and we will be bringing in those sunshine, or at least some sunshine, I should say, with those 20-degree temperatures. Morning lows in the teens there, Friday and Saturday. We got a couple flakes on the map there Sunday. The core of that moisture is going to go south of us, so if we see anything, it's probably going to be just a couple flakes in name only. And then temperatures start ramping up again as we head into next week. Keeping things interesting.
No doubt about it. All right, Ben. Wake-up call for the millions of Americans who use sleeping pills. What you're doing wrong that could cause some serious harm just ahead.
And it happens in an instant. A young boy hit by a car while crossing the street, while his recovery is nothing short of a miracle.
It's a 5-year-old is hit by a car, and now police are searching for the driver. We'll warn you, this surveillance video could be disturbing, though it's important to note that the child is okay. This happened in Austin, Texas last week. An older child rides a bike across the street, followed by a group of kids. As the 5-year-old crosses, a car hits him, knocking him into the air. As bad as that looks, the boy suffered a concussion and some bruises, but only spent a day in the hospital.
A Florida sheriff's deputy resigns after his body camera shows him stealing money from a DUI suspect. The video shows the deputy going through the man's property in the trunk of the patrol car while he was under arrest in the back seat. He takes out $200, but that money wasn't in the bag when the suspect was booked. Investigators discovered this isn't the first time the deputy stole from suspects, but this time he forgot to turn off his body camera. It's unclear if he'll face charges.
Now to good health, we've got a warning about over-the-counter sleep aids. They can cause serious health problems. A new survey by Consumer Reports found 18% of people who take sleep aids do so on a daily basis, and 41% said they had taken them for a year or longer. Doctors say sleep aids should only be used for occasional sleeplessness because the ingredients can cause liver and kidney damage and ulcers. It's okay to take them for up to 2 weeks at a time, but doctors say not for much longer. A shopper in Los Angeles stumbled on something a little unusual in the grocery store, so tweeted out a picture.
And since then, of course, it's gone viral. The man named Jason posted this photo of a giant teddy bear just hanging out in the frozen food section. He captioned it saying, "Who put a seductive bear in the aisle?" The picture has hundreds of responses, and he even got some from people who saw the same bear in that same position days before. No word on why that seductive teddy bear was just sitting there chilling.
Can a teddy bear truly be seductive? That troubles me.